Hi, this is part 5 of ASP.NET Core Blazor tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss Blazor project structure in detail. Please do watch our previous video where we discussed the Blazor hosting models. By the end of this video, you will understand the need and use of different files and folders of the Blazor application. So watch this video till the end. In part 4 of this video series, we have created one solution with two projects. The following is the structure. If you observe both these project structures, in Blazor server app, we have few additional folders and files. We have an additional data folder as well as we have two additional files, that is app-settings.json and startup.cs. Now let us discuss the files and folders one by one. Program.cs. This file contains the main method, which is the entry point for both the project types, Blazor WebAssembly and Blazor Server. First, we will look into the program.cs file of Blazor Server project. In a Blazor Server project, the main method calls createHostBuilder method, which sets up the ASP.NET Core host. This is the program.cs file of Blazor WebAssembly application. In a Blazor WebAssembly project, the app component, which is the root component of the application, is specified in the main method. This root component is present in the root project folder in the app.razor file. Components are the building blocks of a Blazor application. We will discuss everything you need to know to build effective and reusable Blazor components in our upcoming videos. For now, just understand the app component is the root component of the application. www root folder. For both the project types, this folder contains static files like images, style sheets, and etc. If you observe the www root folder of WebAssembly project, here we have an additional file called index.html. Now let's discuss about that file. Under WebAssembly project, under www root folder, we have this index.html. This is the root page in a Blazor WebAssembly project and is implemented as an HTML page. When a first request hits the application, it is this page that is initially served. It has the standard HTML head and body tags. If you notice that, it has standard HTML head and body tags. It specifies where the root application component app.razor should be rendered. Here you can find this app.razor root component in the root project folder. So this is app.razor file. So it will render under this app tab. We will discuss about app.razor in a while. So here in app.razor we have found context and not found context. Now let's run this application and see how this app.razor will render in the index.html. Application got opened. I am trying to render an invalid page. See, I got this message. Sorry, there is nothing at this address. If you see the app.razor, we have this message. So it got rendered automatically. This index.html page also loads the Blazor WebAssembly JavaScript file. I will show that. View page source. If you observe the script node under framework, it got loaded blazor.webassembly.js. It is this file that is responsible for downloading the compiled Blazor application, its dependencies, and the .NET runtime. It also initializes the runtime to run the Blazor app in the browser. App.Razor. This is the root component of the application. It uses the built-in router component and sets up client-side routing. It is this router component that intercepts browser navigation and renders the page that matches the requested address. The router uses the found property to display the content when a match is found. If a match is not found, the not found property is used to display the message, sorry, there is nothing at this address. We saw this earlier. Imports.Razor. This is like view imports.cshtml file in an ASP.NET Core MVC project. This file contains the common namespaces, so we do not have to include them in every Razor component. Pages folder. This folder contains the Razor pages and the routable components. The components have the .razor extension. Index.razor rendered when we navigate to the root application URL. Counter.razor rendered when we navigate to the path/counter. Fetchdata.razor rendered when we navigate to the path/fetchdata. Error.cshtml rendered when an unhandled exception occurs in the Blazor app. Host.cshtml. Now we will discuss about host.cshtml. In Blazor server app, under pages folder, we have host.cshtml. If you notice the startup.cs file, endpoints.map fallback to page. Here we are calling the host page. It is implemented as a Razor page. It is this page that is initially served when a first request hits the application. It has the standard HTML head and body tags. It also specifies where the root application component, app component must be rendered. Finally, it also loads the blazor.server.js JavaScript file, which sets up the real-time SignalR connection between the server and the client browser. This connection is used to exchange the information between the client and the server. SignalR is a great framework for adding real-time web functionality to apps. Shared folder. This folder exists in both Blazor WebAssembly project as well as Blazor server project. As the name implies, it contains the shared components. Main layout.razor, the application's main layout component. Nav menu.razor implements the navigation menu on the sidebar. Navlink component renders navigation links to other Razor components like the index, counter, and fetch data components. This navlink component is intelligent enough to highlight the navigation menu items if its component is currently displayed. Survey prompt.razor. It's a Blazor survey component. Now let's discuss about startup.cs file. This file is present only in the Blazor server project. As the name implies, it contains the application's startup logic. The startup class contains the following two methods. Configure services configure the application's dependency injection services. For example, add server-side Blazor method adds Blazor server-side services. On the iService collection interface, there are several methods that start with the word add. These methods add different services for the Blazor application. We can even add our own services to the dependency injection container. We will see this in action in our upcoming videos. Configure method configures the app's request processing pipeline. Depending on what we want the Blazor application to be capable of doing, we add or remove respective middleware components from the request processing pipeline. For example, useStaticFiles method adds the middleware component that can serve static files like images, CSS, and etc. Map Blazor Hub sets up the endpoint for the signal or connection with the client browser. Now let's discuss about data folder. This folder is present only in the Blazor server project. It contains the code files related to the sample weather forecast service. This class contains the properties and it contains the logic for weather forecast. So the data folder contains the files related to the sample weather forecast service. Now let's discuss about appsettings.json. This file is present only in the Blazor server project. Just like an ASP.NET Core MVC project, a Blazor project also uses this file to store the configuration settings. Hope now you got some clear idea on files and folders exist in Blazor applications. That's it in this video. Thank you for watching.